Today we're going to talk about something we never talked about before on this channel. Turkeys. Now the reason why we're talking about turkeys today is this guy. The kids nicknamed him Jack. Now Jack showed up on our farm about 5 months ago with 2 donkeys, and after he went back home he showed back up again. Now for whatever reason Jack is still here on our homestead, and like I said, it has been around 5 or 6 months. Now normally he's all flushed out with a really pretty blue fluorescent head, but he's on high alert because the baby Bengals follow me all over the homestead, and he don't like it when they get close, and he will attack when they get too close. They've learned that, so they keep their distance, but he's always on high alert. Now when turkeys can't find other turkeys, normally what happens is they'll find a flock of chickens. Turkeys are poultry, and just like chickens, they only thrive when they're in a flock. They have to be in a flock of their own kind, and if they can't, they will find another flock to hang out with if they're accepted. This is what's created a problem on our homestead, and it's also why we have to answer a question today that we got in the email about why don't we just let this guy hang out with the chickens inside the coop, or go ahead and get him a couple of hens and just make turkeys here on our homestead. Now this is a great question, and I'm going to answer it here on YouTube instead of an email, because a lot of homesteaders don't even know that you can't keep turkeys with chickens safely unless you're providing some medical attention to your chickens. Then turkeys with chickens is going to create a problem eventually. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. Now it's just not the Royal Palm turkey, it's every breed of turkey that you decide to keep with poultry flocks, or even around them on the same homestead. Turkeys are highly susceptible to Heterachus gallinarum, blackhead. This is just a worm that's harmlessly carried by chickens. It never affects them, but it's very deadly to turkeys. Even though this parasite does not affect your chicken at all, it is highly deadly to turkeys, and all they have to do is catch it through eating earthworms or eggs out of the soil, pretty much anything like that. It's really easy for them to pick it up. Once these turkeys pick it up, they're goners. And the trouble is, there's no preventative measure for turkeys, or no cures, which is why it's so hard to stop and so confusing when it does happen for some homesteaders that don't know about this parasite. Now while there is no preventative treatment or cure for turkeys, there is something that you can do for your chickens to avoid this parasite and keep your turkeys close by your chickens. But there's a drawback. Let's explain that as well. Now there's 3 main medicines that you can give your chickens or wormers so they won't be dropping this parasite, and you can keep your turkeys close by your chickens. But the recommendations on all of these medicines are you'll have to give it to your chickens 3 times a year. And when you do, you have to count up at least 3 weeks and discard all your eggs. Don't eat them, and don't give them to your customers to eat. Now if we look at that closely and you're somebody that sells eggs, regardless of how big or small your egg business is, discarding 3 weeks worth of eggs 3 times a year turns into almost 3 full months. Now that's going to cut your revenue for your egg selling business down into half if you have heritage breed chickens, and you're only getting about 6 months worth of eggs out of your chickens. Not to mention how many eggs you're going to lose if you have a super egg layer like the Golden Comet. So that's another good reason why we'd rather barter for our turkey than keep them on our homestead. Thanksgiving's just around the corner, and that also means Jack has a little bit more to worry about than just blackhead disease. Thank y'all for watching. Y'all keep on keeping on, and I'll do my best to see you on the next one.